We were at this coffee shop called Joe's, and like all of the people that were there, they didn't have anything, and like they just walked around with smiles on their faces, and they were all really friendly. And I thought that it was cool that like they can have nothing and still be happy when we have like so much. So I thought that was cool. And then also while we were there, we like had to clean up a bunch of trash, and like that's normally something that I would want to do. Like if someone told me to pick a bunch of trash, I'd be like, but we all did it, and like just knowing we're helping people out felt good. So.
When we went on the mission trip, we went to the coffee shop with her name. Diana. Yeah, we went to the coffee shop, and it was really cool just to see how people have nothing. What they do at the coffee shop, they hand out tents, and they go back behind the highway and go sleep in tents. And it's really scary to think that people don't have food, they don't have a place to live, and they have a free store where you go in and you just pick the clothes out that you want, because there's not much to pick from, but there's clothes there. It's enough to cover them. Like, they don't have coats, they don't have blankets. It's amazing to think that they don't have anything, but yet they're still going around with smiles, like Hannah said, and they're all, one came up to me and said, "Hey, do you have anything that I could pray for you for?" And it changed my mood completely, because that's what I felt that we were there for, but it changed. I thought that I was the one who should be asking, like, "Hey, do you need prayer?" But he came up to me and asked me that, and the thoughts that were going through my head were, wow, how are you even asking me that, you know? Because I know that you don't have anything, and you're still asking me if I need anything, you know? So I thought that was one of the cool things. So.
I'm Kaylee, and we were there talking about Joe's too, and I talked to a guy named Bo, which I told about 2 weeks ago. But through talking to him, it's given me a whole lot more confidence to just talk to other people and like even just smiling at them whenever I see them like on the streets. I'm just trying to brighten their day, even like with people I don't know. And it's just given me a whole lot of confidence just to talk to people, period. And like if I were to go back to Joe's, then just have a whole lot more confidence to just walk up to someone and talk to them just like him and not be afraid like I usually.
I'm Ashley, and when we were at Joe's, I thought it was pretty cool because people would just come up and start talking, say, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, what's your name?" And I just thought it was pretty cool because they would just come up to you and start talking. And we played a couple rounds of Skip-Bo, and it was pretty fun because we got, I just thought it was cool.
Ashley, did you work hard?
Did you work hard? No, she did. She worked really hard. It was awesome.
I'm Christian. I'm actually kind of new to the group. I don't actually go to church here, but I come to church a lot of the time with Paige, and so they just kind of accepted me into the group. And I think that was the really cool thing for me this week is that, you know, a lot of the churches that I've been to in the past, it's been hard because they're not as accepting. You know, I go to church on the move right now, but it's really hard at a church that size to be able to find somebody that you can really connect with because, you know, it's so big. So I think that's been the really cool thing for me that week was that I felt accepted, you know. And I've always had a hard time with that at churches that I've gone to in the past, is people have thought that I was the weird one or I was the one that wasn't like anybody else because I didn't want to be like anybody else. And so that was a really cool thing for me, but I think one of the defining moments was, well, first off, I was the klutz this week. I was the one that always got hurt. I got 2 nails to the foot and everything except on a board. And so, yeah. They told me I was trying to get out of work. And so all week I was just the one that was always getting hurt. But I think it was just really cool. You know, AJ walked up to me and was like, he just shoved a chainsaw in my hands. Like, "You want to go cut down this tree?" I was like, "I guess." You know, I don't know. I've never worked with chainsaws. But it was really cool just to be able to, you know, I mean,
Yours was to say that.
it was just really cool to one, be able to do something that I've never done before, but to be able to know that, you know, doing this one little thing, I mean, there was just a tree that had fallen over, was going to open up this piece of land for them even more, to be able to put more houses down. We were working at the refuge and they were making houses. That was going to be part of the land that they were going to be using for putting houses down. And so it was just really cool to think that that little bit of work could affect a whole family that's stuck sleeping under a highway. And I think that was a really cool thing for me.
Wow.
Hello, I'm Jack. My wife Marie went with me, and Sarah and Shannon were also there today. So we were the adults that were there. And we had a good time. We got to spend some time with some of the youth that we didn't normally get to spend some time with. So that was kind of neat to get to know each other and build those relationships. And like I said, we went to the coffee shop, and well, initially we were at the Character Inn, is the hotel we stayed in. If you're not familiar with that place, they don't have televisions in the room. Okay, and they don't have swimming pool, and they don't have a hot tub. Which was kind of interesting because that was the first night coming back from the hotel. There was a little bit of noise about not having a TV, or not having, then we reminded them, the people we just left are going to go sleep in tents tonight. So let's keep it perspective. But it was a neat thing, though, to go there. Like you said, it wasn't just ministering to people. You were a community. We developed some relationships there with some people. That was really neat. And I think that's why a lot of them, they talk about Joe's. I think the biggest thing there was, it was about people. And then we spent the next day, we went to the refuge, in which they take a real unique view. And like you said, it was, Hannah was saying that Hannah was saying that we went and picked up trash. That was our part. There was some other churches showed up. And what their deal is they have this building downtown, and they're doing some things in there, some urban gardening type things and stuff like that, trying to get some subsistence, nice food, basically, how they approach food. But the one thing I took away from their ministry they're doing is they're taking kind of the opposite approach of what typically we do, is we try to find a place to live that's safe and away from things. There's like this whole flight thing. People are going out to different areas and kind of what they've done is they've purposely moved into an area that was really dangerous and there was a lot of bad stuff going on. So what they've done is there's people that have joined them, that they come in, they set up, and they'll buy these homes, and they'll just insert themselves in these neighborhoods. And they kept using a term, doing life together. And what they were doing was just spending time with people, having their regular lives, living as Christians among people who are not, and watching the neighborhood change. And so that's what they were all about. And for me, the one thing that was different there is we went, and we didn't really know, we were going to paint the house for they acquired a house behind the coffee shop, and that's what the kids spent a lot of time painting. It was incredible to watch 15 or 20 people paint this little house. But it was fun. We went to shifts and everything, and it's going to be a place that for women that are working to get off the streets type thing. It's a recovery home. There'll be an opportunity in the future for anybody here who wants to come. They're going to be they're going to be changing the garage into a shower room, where the men and people that live in the tents will be able to come and have a place to get cleaned up. And so that's really, really important to them, because a lot of them, they don't have that. They'll go weeks without a shower, or without a shave, this type of thing. And while we were there, it came up, one of the guys there, that he needed a haircut. And so they found some things, and I ended up cutting some hair, which was really kind of funny, because after about the second one,
You'll see some pictures of it.
there's one of the guys, the second one, he goes, "So are you a barber?" I said, "No, I'm a teacher." And he was like, "What? How do you make that jump?" I've got 6 boys, and so, I don't take 6 boys to the barber. We have them when we do them at home. So that was kind of neat, because the one guy, the main guy that started that whole thing, he had this kind of scruffy beard out. It took a lot to cut. He had to cut his beard and everything. And he had a ball cap and longish hair. And when he came into church the next morning, and I'd spent this time talking and cutting his hair, and I'm as close as I am to AJ, I did not recognize the man. Looked completely different. And his whole demeanor had changed, and it was just really, to me, when you go on these things, it's, you have to be flexible. That was the one big thing. But I don't know how to really explain it. You feel more alive there than anywhere else. That you're doing what you're supposed to do, what life is all about. And, I know we can't always go home, have to come back and work and do different things, but, I would put a call out to anybody that's adults. We want our kids to do these type of things. We expect them to do the next generation what we have to do. And so, lead by example. So, next time we go, if you don't have kids in the youth group, AJ, is it okay if they come with their kids in the youth group? There you go. Everybody's invited. We're going to do these things. you know, local ones like us. I'd love to have some more guys. I know one or two are planning to go, some things come up, but guys, we need to be the example. So, and it's not a burden. It's one of the best weeks or times this year, so.